Alright, so, I don't think this is going to be the intro of the video, but I am out at the Miata, still not running properly at all whatsoever. But I hear a vacuum leak coming from somewhere. I cannot figure it out. I've been sitting here spraying it with brake clean. I did have it running. It runs like poop. But I'm going to tear this apart and try and assess what's wrong with it, because I can't figure it out whatsoever. Alright, so I found out that the IAC block-off plate was actually not sealed to the bottom of the throttle body. So I took it off. I'm going to clean all this sealant off here, and I'm going to replace it with new. I also have a part stash of Miata parts where I found a brand new throttle body gasket because the old one fell apart. So I'm going to clean off the throttle body plate on the intake, and I'm going to reseal the IAC block-off plate, because as you know, last week I did the IAC delete. So I'm going to reseal this on the bottom of the IAC, the spot on the bottom of the throttle body. If this engine blows, it's going to have to get another engine at some point, so who knows, maybe V8? 5 liter? Who knows? Probably went overkill with this, but it leaked once, so I know that it can leak if I don't put enough. So the more you use, the less likely it'll leak, right? Right? Sure. We'll go with that. But I'm going to put this in, and I'm actually going to tighten down these bolts this time, because someone made a dummy mistake and only tightened 2 out of the 3 bolts that attach to it. It was me. I made that dummy mistake. I'm going to start these by hand. Ugh, got RTV everywhere. And these are just 8mm bolts, so they don't have to be crazy tight, because we have sealant in there, but I want them tight enough that whenever the sealant seals, it actually doesn't leak. These really don't have a pattern to tighten them, but just gonna go opposite ends and then hope that seals. Go back around. Okay, and in reality, if everything went smoothly, that would be sealed, but knowing this car, it's probably not, and it's probably going to throw off 10 other things because this Miata is a turd. Wipe off my excess around the edges. Leave it to me to get gasket material, gasket seal everywhere. Okay. In reality, that should be sealed. Alright, so right now I'm cleaning off the old throttle body gasket. I might have to put some sealant on this too because the last time I changed the throttle body on this, God, that was a mess. An engine in it. Who knows? We'll get there someday on this channel, I guarantee it. Because I don't have V8 money, but I want V8 power. And I mean, I could always go turbo kit. You can always find those cheap on eBay or Temu or Wish or God knows where you can find them. This throttle body gasket's not coming off very easy, I'm gonna be honest. Fire wheel would make quick work of this. Alright, I'm gonna take this back to a time lapse while I clean this up, and whenever we reassemble it, I will start the video again. Alright, I probably shouldn't do this, but I'm going to try and start it because this car makes me mad and I'm tired of it not running properly. So, let's see if it runs. See if I can. It's probably going to fall. Yeah, it is. And it's only got 10% battery, so I got to do this quick. Alright, clutch in, key, neutral. And the fuel pump quit running again. I don't know what this thing's issue and fuel pumps it. Alright, I will be back in just a moment. Alright, so I got the Miata started and got it in, did a little bit of a bump start. Yeah, this is it. This is all it's been doing. And it's running god awful. The fuel pump kicked in, but it won't idle up at all. Got my foot on the throttle here. And yeah, it won't do anything. So yeah, I'm just really gonna putz it home. I just had to move it out of the driveway. But yeah, you can see how terrible it's running and how it literally won't do anything. I've got my throttle all the way open, foot's to the floor. It won't rev up, not in the slightest. Good morning, everyone. Did a little bit of research last night, and I am going to the auto parts store to get a couple things. I'm gonna get a new inline fuel pump, new spark plug wires, and then I'm just gonna shop around for a couple other things, see if we can find anything that we need. But there is a car show tomorrow, and I'm so tired of taking the Yaris to car meets and car shows. So we are going to try and get the Miata running. If I can get it running, I'm honestly just gonna beat the crap out of it. That's what I'm gonna do. It's getting beat. It's gonna get used and abused, but it's gonna run and it's gonna like it. So let's take a trip to the parts store, and I will see you guys back here shortly. Alright, so I left the parts store, spent way too much money, like always, but I grabbed a couple things, and I grabbed a couple extra pieces just in case. I grabbed the fuel pump, new ignition coil wires. So now we're headed back to the house, probably gonna wire in that fuel pump. I asked a couple of my Miata friends, and they're also stumped. So it's definitely a questionable issue whenever people who work on Miatas for a long time can't figure out what the problem is. But we're gonna find out when we get back to the house, so I will catch you guys there. Alright, so we're back at the Miata. Right now I'm in the process of changing spark plugs. Made sure they were all gapped, and I loosened them all, so I think I was wrong, and I can't just take them out. I'm gonna put the mic up here, and we're finished taking these out. Here's the old one. Definitely, are not horrible. I've seen worse. But never hurts to keep up with the maintenance. I also got new ignition coil wires, so I'm going to install those after I get these spark plugs out of here. It's always nice to have a magnet. Ooh. Oh, that's not good. Okay. Well, on cylinder number 3, there is a little bit of oil. It's not the greatest thing to find, but it's Miata. I'm sure it'll be fine. Then I have these already pre-gapped, so I'm going to try not to drop these just so they don't mess up the gap. Just going to throw these spark plugs back in here for now, then I'll put them all in the box later. I have a collection of old used spark plugs. Why? I'm a hoarder. That's what I do. I have my brand new ignition coil wires. So I'm going to get these matched up and put them on. Oh, fancy. I believe this is dielectric grease. Who needs instructions? So okay, I'm gonna match these up in the order that they came off, just to prevent confusion, even though it's quite simple. Leave it to me to mess something like that up. Okay. So okay, that one goes right there. I'm gonna put a little bit of this dielectric grease on it, just to prevent any sort of issues. Just put a little bit on the end there. Just put in. And like a glove. It's right down in. There's one changed. This one is this one right here. Push this down onto the spark plug. There's that one. Number 2. I mean, technically number 1, but this one's super long. Never get rid of your ignition coil wires either. It always helps to have an extra set just in case you think something's going wrong. Never hurts to keep your old parts, unless they're completely shot, in which throw them away or sell them. Do whatever you want to do. Okay, and then last but not least, the shortest one. I mess something up here because it feels like this one. Yeah, as long as it fits, right? Oops. Dropped a little bit there. This put down. I like that these ones are a little bit longer too. Makes it a lot easier. Okay. Those are all plugged in. It's kind of ugly how long these wires are, but oh well. Okay. So there's a little bit of maintenance done. It probably won't start. I think the battery died again. Let's put these spark plugs back in their boxes, just to keep them all tidy and organized. And of course I dropped the box. And if you've ever worked on a Miata, you know that's hard to reach anything that fell onto the underbelly tray. And look at that, I got it. What am I complaining for? Nice and easy. Okay. And the spark plugs are back in the boxes. Back in the box. And just like that, spark plugs and wires are done. What's next for today? Fuel pump? Maybe? So I am going from the in-tank fuel pump to a inline. This pushes more than enough fuel. I did the research and it needs like 165 liters per hour to push, and I think this is like 180 something, and that pump that's in it is just not cutting it. So I found this Holly one at the auto parts store, and this is what we're going to be converting it to. I'm going to use all the factory lines and the factory wiring, so this will be easy. I say that and it never is, but that's what we're going to do now. Alright, so before it rained, I deleted the charcoal canister and everything that held it together, because you don't need it. it just takes up space. So now I have room for my new fuel pump, but Mother Nature has decided to screw us, and it is starting to rain. So I'm going to clean up my tools, put them in the back of my car, and then we'll pick this up later. Hope that sounds good to you guys. Alrighty, so I do have a little bit of bad news. Didn't film at that car meet last night. It was terrible. There wasn't any cool cars to film. But I am back at the Miata, and I did a little bit of digging. Watched a couple of videos pointing towards the airflow meter. Well, whenever I took the two little screws out that go right here on the airflow meter, the whole thing fell apart. So that could be an issue. I do have another one coming on the way. So I do believe that could be an issue of mine. I didn't want to have to film the outro this way because the car's still not running. But that is where I'm going to end this video off today. I'd like to thank you all for watching. Be sure to get your Down South Media merch at downsouthmediallc.com. Like, comment, share, subscribe, check out my other socials. They'll be in the description. But that's going to be it for this week's video. This was a little bit of a longer one, but I hope you guys enjoy. And stay tuned for next week, where, who knows, maybe we'll have this thing running, maybe we won't. But it's starting to become a little bit of a lawn ornament at this point. But I'll catch you in the next one. Peace. Who, me? Oh, this shirt? This shirt that I'm wearing? This shirt that I got from downsouthmediallc.com, where they also have another design. Yeah, that's right. downsouthmediallc.com. In all my bios and all my socials, you can now get my new t-shirt. 2 different designs, built with passion and a little rage. Or we have the Born to Die, Built to Drift skeleton design in the Miata. Sweet clothing just for you. Check them out.